Okay. Any comments? Any questions? Any nostalgia about options and things in the past we used to do? Yes,
Hey, I had a question.
yes, Lucas.
So, how would you, I understand the insurance company analogy because I'm not too familiar with casinos. How do you compare it to casinos?
Okay. Casinos, they collect, of course, they lure you in and you play blackjack or whatever. I mean, I'm not a big player, so they lure you in and you're buying. Of course, you hear ding, 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 and somebody won a car or somebody won $1 million. They give you free drinks and all that. But what it is, their whole goal is to profit margins like 5%. They just want to, but their probability is 95%. Let's use the slot machines, for instance. A lot of people who put those quarters in there, they don't win. You out of like 100, maybe five or six people will win. So basically, they collect a little bit at a time. They collect those quarters, which is your premium, right? When you're selling, you collect your $1 or $2, and those add up. I mean, those cash go in there. So they are willing to pay a big payout. So sometimes when you have your calls triple or quadruple, well, that's the reward. But most of the times, people who are going to casinos, they lose. I know there's some if you notice a lot of professional players, they get kick out of these casinos because now they're going against that the probability, right? They are not welcome. So what that tells you, obviously, casinos love to have more of a naive and just for fun players. So everybody pays 100, $200. They add up. Does that make sense? So I'm talking about they go with very high probability with collecting little money at a time from each one, but they add up. But they have a lot of certainty in what happens. Does
Yeah,
that?
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you very much.
course. Anyone has input? I mean, I would love to hear, but yes, Martin.
No, I was good, Ramin. I missed trading options, so
Okay, good. Because I thought so. I wanted to get a little kick in the behind saying, listen, this a lot.
well, I
I'm
mean,
not doing as much.
I mean,
What?
I remember when I first started, I really didn't know what I was doing, and fortunately, I made a lot of money. But then, when you get burnt, you get burnt. And I
Yeah.
think one of the things that I always remember was you always advise like of closing an option out before it expires. And I got held with a whole bunch of Bank of America stock because at 5 past 4 on the Friday when the option expired, Jerome Powell spoke, and the price of the stocks got killed. And I think you remember I
Yeah.
lost a chunk of change. So it's not worth hanging on to that option for it to expire because it could, especially over the weekend, something bad could happen.
Exactly. No, that's good observation. Thank you, Martin. Anyone else has any comments?
And I would say
Comment?
never trade naked. I mean, I traded naked options when I didn't know what I was doing. Um, Fortunately, I was winning all the time, but naked options are not a good thing to trade.
No, it's not. I mean, the spreads are awesome. I mean, I tell you,
Yeah.
butterflies but I know like I know Henry does like naked puts, but as long as you have the intention of
Yeah.
owning the stock, it's a
Yeah.
wonderful play. But other than that, it is a dangerous play, especially when you do naked, uh, because the sky is the limit. So, things can go up tremendously. And Netflix, I remember I just shared the story, and I'd like to hear from Henry, but that this is someone very educated, very smart engineer came to me and he had lost like a bunch of money. I think he had lost like three or $400,000. Came to my office and he said he was playing naked Netflix earnings, and he just kept adding. And Netflix is notorious because they used to gap up 30, 40 points, and he just was so adamant that he was right. He's going to collect peanuts compared to what he was risking. And he lost 300 or 400,000. He said he had made a lot of money, but he lost all of it plus just playing that, just being, I think there was ego and stubbornness and lack of knowledge too, because he never played like spreads, and it wasn't, the intent was not buying Netflix at a cost. It was more of a, like, he was just selling these calls on it constantly, and that was his problem. So yeah, but yeah, naked is not very
Unless that's recommended by Nancy Pelosi, she seems to do really good with her options.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
She bought a whole bunch more NVIDIA options this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to add that I think it's good if you're selling options, it's good to combine that with a more of a long-term investment strategy where you want to own specific stocks. Then you can sell puts in those companies that, and then the time works in your favor.
Yeah, no,
Because then, I don't mind if it expires out of the money. So then I just keep my premium, but then if it does get exercised, then I own a stock that I want to own anyways.
no, absolutely. I think you're very good at that too, Henry. And I know
Every time I got burned was because I just, I didn't do my due diligence on the stock itself.
correct. No,
And I think for this group, it's good. Like if we can combine, our stock of the month and quality,
Yeah.
Stocks that we're looking at, then you
No.
really become a casino in that
Yeah.
with those options. Otherwise, you might be collecting, pennies and losing thousands if you don't do your diligence.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it.
Drameen, I also found that using options, you can define your risk better, because sometimes if you buy the stock and put a stop loss, it's not always will you get executed at the stop loss. If you buy an option on the stock, all you can lose is the premium of the option. So
Correct.
it's pretty well defined risk.
That is a big attraction. Definitely. Yes, it is. But again, because the spread strategies, it gives you the consistency. The only thing is, I think a lot of people do not like to do the options because it takes a little work. It's not random. I mean, we have, again, the strategies we try to do. It's a lot easier, in this stock, you just click a button and then you just buy. But nowadays, a lot of platforms, they have really pre-planned. If you go to Tastyworks, and they've already put everything there, you just click that button. But again, we've talked in the past, the names are kind of like threatening, Iron Butterfly, Condor. I mean, people get kind of overwhelmed, so they don't want to really study what it is. So they miss a lot of opportunities, in my opinion. And that's what the education becomes very important. And I think this was something I wanted to do because I think we have gotten away from it. And now that we are doing like stock analysis, and I myself, I'm not doing as much options that I used to do. Like Martin said, I was doing a lot with my scheduling, of course, I'm leaving for Canada next week. got speaking engagement the following month, so I'm not doing as much. And I said, well, let's get back to basics and, you know, if do a little bit more of this because these are good times actually to get involved with the options activity. So not so much with stocks at this time. Anyway. Yeah. So awesome. I hope that was helpful, and I'll ask again at the every week I ask, but how are we doing with the market analysis? Are we good with that? Are we getting something out of it? You know, since we don't have it live, but is it?
No, I always find it engaging, Ramin, so I like it.
And again, we've broken down in 3 segments. You know, I'm hoping that it's a little, you know, time pressure wise, it's hopefully it's helpful. But okay, appreciate it, Martin. Thank you. All right. Any last words? Anything else anyone wants to add? Just housekeeping, you know, next week we'll be together the morning after I'm leaving for Saskatoon. So on Thursday, the following week, which is the August 29th, I will be traveling back from Saskatoon to Edmonton, be finishing a presentation to a few of the nations. So I won't be available for that week, you know, from Friday to Friday. So just heads up, that's the end of August. So I hope it's okay. And that's about it. So
Ramin, I just wanted to also make one point about selling options, that
yes, please.
when you're selling options, volatility is actually your friend.
Very good point. Yeah, and that's why I mentioned about like the high implied volatility. It gives you a little, you know, that juice. And yeah, no, definitely. Of course, one of the things you want to be careful, Henry, and that's what it comes from the experience, is the timing of it. Like you don't want to walk in with like an earnings coming up in a week.
You have to pay attention.
So you gotta be paying attention. If there's, like I mentioned about FDA, or there's a takeover, or there's some kind of news, because the volatility can expand. But if there's nothing and you see, well, the volatility has been going up, and you know, that's wonderful. I mean, I look at implied volatility quite a bit. I look at especially with the, you know, S&P. I follow that, and I, you know, like for today, for instance, like yesterday, you know, the CPI came, it was a blur, not much of it, big news, but then like retail, it was big news for the markets today. And I could see that expected move was up there. Even, you know, we only got 2 days left of the week, but there was a big expected. So we knew there's going to be a big move happening. And yeah, so anyway, appreciate it. A very good observation, Henry. Yeah, thank you. All right, with that in mind, I'll let you go. Let's see, we're finishing right before 3 or 6 p.m. East Coast time. So thank you for your attention, and have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ramin. Bye,
Thanks,
Henry.
Ramin.
Bye, Lucas.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Ramin.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.